Savage Dragon 119 from November of 2004. Bushwhacked. That's 2 words, not one, if the kerning is correct here. And indeed, Bush is whacked in the jaw by Savage Dragon. Or is he? Let's find out inside. First, the credits. Erik Larsen, writer-artist. Bill Crabtree, colorist. John Workman, letterer. And Josh Eckhorn is unendurably slow-paced. Well, that's not a problem for this comic. We get right to the action. Dragon taking out some ugly bastard in the danger zone. And we see that he is not alone. We've got the gorgeous double-page spread here with the rest of the Liberty League, as well as William and Rita, the Red Giant. That's a bold move for a lady that size to choose a miniskirt as her costume, but the spectators, they appreciate the view. So the heroes, they run off these creeps, tell them, "That's right, y'all better run," as they shake their fist at them. And then Dragon calls a powwow amongst his friends and family. He explains that the President of the United States, George W. Bush, is trying to kill him. You see, last issue, Bush invited Dragon and his family to stay at his private beach house. But when they arrived, they were ambushed by superpowered assassins. Luckily, they survived, but now Dragon has to decide what to do. So while the adults discuss their options, Jennifer puts her 2 cents in here. Glum and Angel, they are sequestered away to the kids' table, which really pisses off Mr. Glum, who reveals he's actually 37 years old. It's kind of problematic. Anyway, Dragon, so he decides to go confront President Bush. Kisses his wife goodbye, takes off in his flying Chevy, which is, of course, immediately destroyed on the next page as soon as Dragon approaches the campaign event. Larsen tiring of driving that drawing that classic car, so that's the end of that. Looks like the Secret Service has called in the SOS, Special Operations Strike Force, led by Tiger. It's that bad bitch with the smoking gun. Hell of a weapon she's got there, taking out a flying car from the ground. Anyway, I can't name all these dudes, but there's Mace, or Young Tough, or I'm sorry, he's Super Tough 2. He's taken on the moniker of his deceased mentor and lover. So these geeks, they jump the Dragon, getting the better of him, while Bush goes on TV to tell Americans that Dragon has lost his mind again and will need to be put down for the good of the country. But they can only slow him down temporarily. Dragon breaks through their defenses, makes it all the way to the spot where Bush is at, and he fires some kind of weapon here. But he misses. But there is enough of a distraction here for the villain to momentarily reveal themselves. That's right, that's the imposter. The same guy who pretended to be Dragon's wife at his wedding. He has somehow replaced the real president. So now that Dragon knows his secret, he's free to haul off and punch this bastard right in his kisser. Then he shakes him down, threatening to rip out his throat if he doesn't reveal where the president is. Meanwhile, on another TV break, it's pretty big news we got going on here. Everybody saw that Bush is an imposter. So this wannabe politician and billionaire, Ronald Winston Your Ass, he takes to the airwaves to capitalize on this moment, trying to convince the voters to write in Dragon Your Ass on their ballots. So we cut to the secret location where the president is being held hostage, about to be executed by these dudes. But he's saved just in time by the Liberty League. Crashing through the wall here. It's a pretty cool looking pinup. And they don't put up a fight at all. The good guys save the day, but there's an election coming up, and now Dragon finds himself right in the middle of it. So there would be some mixed reaction to this issue from fans. Some who complained about politics in their comics. Some people who say that he went too easy on Bush. Larsen would kind of go on to say that he wasn't quite satisfied with the way that this one turned out. So a bit of a mixed bag. All right, so that's the end of this, but there's still plenty of comic left, including this great backup story, When Titans Clash. Artwork by Frank Fosco, colored by Erik Larsen. We've got the big man Zeke, this descendant of Atlas. He tries to dine and dash at the Rock House Diner, and the Rock, he's not going to let this guy leave without paying his check, so he punches him in the gut, And then the fight is on. We got two heavy hitters throwing devastating haymakers, shaking building, causing rubble to fly around. Just a chaotic brawl that somehow sends us into a retro comic style on this page with the old school coloring effect. I mentioned that Larson did the colors on this story, and soon he'll be coloring the entire book. So he's going to be putting this technique to use. I'll show you here. Just a couple more issues. This is issue 122, 123. And this is all colored by Larson. So you can see that maybe he's been experimenting here, trying to see what works and refine that process for that retro effect. But he's trying it out here. So never one to rest on his laurels, that Larson. Yeah, we got a couple more pages of action. And then Zeke agrees to work off his tab by washing dishes. That's a classic sitcom resolution to this tale. All right, we can follow it up with Comic Bits by Chris Giarrusso. And on to Fin Addicts. More reaction to issue 115, the 115-page spectacular. Keeping fans talking about all the fallout from that. But not too much to mention here, so I guess we'll be keeping it short today. We got a glum pinup by Matt Talbot. And that's going to do it for this one. Next is issue 120. The vote is in. Adios.